Well, ladies and gentlemen, I keep saying it, man. I keep saying it. The gaming industry is going to be exposed over and over and over again in Gamergate 2.0. This is not the same as it was 10 years ago, man. The landscape has completely changed. The Twitter landscape has completely changed. The flow of information is not so easily controlled, and the narrative cannot be controlled that easily either.
Look at me. Sure. I'm the captain now.
We have an article here from Fandom Pulse with a headline that reads, Bungie employees rush to defend racist community manager and former colleague after Mark Kern exposes their history. Now, who are we talking about? We're talking about this person, ladies and gentlemen. We've been talking about her for the last, I think, like 2 videos now, but everybody and their mother came out to defend Liana Rupert. Everybody came out to defend her, and I think this is time that we expose every single one of them.
Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Now, you're probably asking yourself, if you didn't see my other videos, maybe they got shadow banned, who really knows? But if you didn't see them, what did Liana Rupert do? Well, she has a long history of anti-whiteness. She has a long history of overall racism. She has a long history of nothing but identity politics in video games. She is the very prototypical community manager. They all get hired in the same exact way. They all do the same exact thing. They all know each other. They all talk about the same things. They're all in the same chat rooms. This community manager is just like everyone else, but you know what? Just because they're like everyone else doesn't mean we don't call them out. So let's get into this article, guys, from Fandom Pulse. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. It says, another day, another anti-white racist in video games was exposed for spreading hatred and vitriol on X, and this time, a community manager at Bungie is becoming a pattern of behavior that those involved in the games industry hold an overt hatred towards their customers, but more specifically, their white customers. It's not at all surprising, though. Mark Kern, aka Grumps, has been doing a great job documenting all of these ills. Now, when it comes to what Grumps is doing, man, shout out to Grumps. He is doing fantastic work. He really is. He has become numero uno hated person on the internet from these insane psychopaths. He really has. And you know what? He's earned it because he's doing a damn good job. He's making sure that everything gets documented, because here's what these people do. They'll make a bunch of tweets, right, like this, and then they'll delete them, or they'll go protected, or they'll whatever. Like, they'll end up trying to hide and trying to make it seem as if they didn't do what they actually did. Now, this woman, she has been doing this for a while, okay? She's been doing this since, I mean, these tweets go all the way back to 2020, right? So that's 4 years in and of itself, and she was doing it before that even as well. So she's been doing this for a while, and now with Gamergate 2.0, everybody is looking and paying attention, and you can't hide. So we've already went over all the stuff that she said. I'm not going to do it in this video because I've been doing it for like 2 videos now. I'm not going to do it in this video, but it's very typical of what you would expect from a typical white liberal racist, okay? It's all the same stuff, but what's different? Well, we have someone here called Cosmo, and Cosmo thought it was a great idea to come out and defend Liana Rupert and everything that she has ever said or done, because they're going to stick together. These people are so rotten to the core. The gaming industry is so rotten to the core that they're going to do this. It should not be shocking. So it says these posts were all made around the time Liana Rupert was working for Bungie and had been fired seemingly for her unprofessional conduct towards the Destiny 2 community, which again is not shocking considering that it seems like a prerequisite for a community manager position is how much do you hate gamers. If you hate gamers to the max, great, we're gonna hire you. If you actually like gamers and you want to give gamers what they want, no, we're not trying to look for that. We're not trying to hire you. It says if that is true, then the sudden growth she showed is a little more than an attempt to keep her job. And given that she's unapologetic at making up excuses for the statements she previously made, it appears that Liana's views have not changed whatsoever. So we got Cosmo here, quote tweeting Liana Rupert and saying, I guess the bus guy is on a campaign to drum up hate for the community managers across the industry, including my former teammate. I hope we can all agree this is a group who already deals with enough harassment. Share some support to Liana and others dealing with this shit. So community managers getting harassment. Gee, I wonder why that could be. Could it be because you're not actually trying to manage a community? The funny thing is, like what I said in my last video, community managers are supposed to bring the community together. They're supposed to make the community want to actually get together and talk about whatever game that they're actually managing. But unfortunately, the community managers that are available now, they don't do that. They're not actually trying to do that. They're trying to do everything they can to divide people. They're trying to make sure that the fans get attacked as often as possible. They're trying to make sure that you have to, in order to even speak to them in their spaces, which is their Discord or whatever, you have to follow some obscene rules that have to do with hate speech, pronouns, and all this other nonsense in order to even get to speak with them. It is really sad, but that is what most of these community managers are like. I would say an overwhelming majority of them are white liberal women that absolutely hate themselves, hate other white people, and just hate men. That's just what it is. Then it says, given that the current community lead for Bungie came out in support of Liana Rupert, the racist remarks likely had little to do with it, especially as another Bungie employee would go on to defend their former colleague's racist remarks. Now, we have another Bungie employee, so this is two people. This person by the name of Colin McGregor says Liana is an incredible person and absolutely deserves all her happiness and success. She's not only been a terrific friend, but is one of the best in the business when it comes to pushing for accessibility in this industry. Nothing but my love and support. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, accessibility in the gaming industry, that's what she's the best at, and clearly that's what we need to keep hiring her for. It is sad, man. It really is. The current associate world designer for Bungie called her an incredible person and a terrific friend. And given Colin was working with Liana Rupert at the same time she'd go on her racist tirades, it's hard to imagine that current Bungie staff don't share her view that racism towards whites is okay. Other employees for Bungie did speak out in favor of Liana Rupert as well. However, that isn't where the drama ended, as Liana would then go on to post a poorly worded anonymous email that did nothing other than hurl out racial slurs. Look at this. Just a normal one, used to messages like this, but a lot of people getting similar ones aren't. Thanks for all the love from friends and co-workers, especially you, more than you know. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, the weekend. Look at this. Holy shit. I can't even say that on YouTube. Look at this. Look at this message. Jesus Christ, man. So, again, I don't believe for a second that she actually got these messages, okay? It has been proven many times, that they actually send hateful messages to themselves to bolster their narrative and then post one or two online, because they never have more than one or two. If you notice, whenever they actually post these messages online, it's always one or two, never more than that. And that's because they're sending it from their own personal sock accounts and they're attacking themselves so that they can claim victim online and people are going to believe them. It really is sad, man. It says it almost reads like this type of stuff Liana Rupert and her friends believe in, said in private by all of those mythical white supremacist gamers they like to talk about so much. Fit with poor grammar, bizarre sentence structure, and an email that literally starts with the N-word, it's an embarrassing way for someone whose worldview is tinged by racism to retreat from accountability. Either way, it appears to have been a futile effort, as it didn't manage to get much of a response. After claiming it's impossible to be racist to white people, not as many of her fans are willing to jump on claims that she's a target of racist attacks. So, again, guys, I don't believe that she actually got those messages. I think she sent them herself. And the fact is, these messages always seem to be the prototypical extreme version of whatever these white liberals think white supremacists say and do. It's the weirdest thing, right? So, like, they always go for the extreme. And why are all these messages going for the extreme? You mean to tell me nobody hated on you eloquently? Nobody hated on you with some class? Come on, man. I've seen some comments from people that are very respectful, but they're still hating on you. I've seen that. It's in my own comment section. But you mean to tell me every single one of you is dropping N-bombs and telling you to go off yourself and everything like that? Come on, man. I don't believe that for the slightest. I genuinely believe that they ended up attacking themselves publicly with this email, and that way they could post it and call it a win, right? Call it like, oh, look at me exposing these gamers, and this is why we're fighting the good fight. This is the people that we're fighting against, ladies and gentlemen. That's what Liana Rupert wants you to believe. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.